From March Madness to sadness, in what was supposed to be an action-packed weekend across the board for all of Titan athletics, every team ended up competing against a common opponent: the effects of the coronavirus. The women's basketball team was able to tip off their Big West tournament games, but the virus kept the fans away. And it's not just the Big West Conference. All of college and professional sports have been rocked by this pandemic. We'll take a look at how the coronavirus has turned the world of sports upside down, so don't go anywhere. Titan Sports is about to begin. For the first time in history, March is experiencing a different kind of madness, all without a single basketball game being played. Welcome to Titan Sports. I'm Derek Opina.
And I'm Brianna Beverly. Normally, this is the episode where we would talk about how the Titans basketball teams performed in the Big West tournament. But the rapidly increasing confirmed cases of the coronavirus has forced the conference to cancel the rest of the postseason.
Yes, and initially the conference tried to take steps that would allow them to get the games in. These steps included playing games without fans and allowing only family, media, and authorized personnel to attend the games. But then, as the number of confirmed cases of the virus continued to grow, the Big West decided to cancel both the men's and women's tournaments, while the NCAA canceled both national championships entirely. We had the chance to chat with Titan women's basketball head coach Jeff Harada about the effects of the virus, and here's what he had to say.
You try to explain to these kids to eliminate distractions at this time of the year, especially when we got a game, but it's there. This is life, and a lot of times life is more important. It puts things in perspective, with what's going on, not just in our city and state, but across the world.
Men's basketball head coach Dedrick Taylor released a statement as well, saying, quote, "It's a tough situation and unprecedented times that we are seeing across the world. At this point, the safety of humanity takes over, and we have to do what's best in the interest of the public. It's disappointing, of course, but these measures are necessary."
Senior guard Austin Owisika also chimed in saying, quote, "I'm just confused and lost for words. It's crazy that it all ended this way, but it's hard to be upset because it's completely out of our control. This is just another reminder to everyone to never take anything for granted."
Now, of course, it's not just basketball that's affected. The NCAA announced that all championships for spring and winter sports have been canceled. This includes the indoor track and field championships, the Frozen Four, the College World Series, and the Women's College World Series. The Big West followed in suit, announcing the cancellation of spring sports. This includes baseball, softball, golf, tennis, and track and field. There's currently no update on when college sports as a whole will resume play. The NCAA does plan to allow athletes who competed in spring sports to have another year of eligibility. However, the details of the plan are still being hashed out. Kelsey Carroll from the Titan track and field team took the chance to chat with Titan Sports about her disappointment in the cancellation of spring sports.
Honestly, our whole lifestyles have been affected by this, and I'm sure we're not the only sport to say that it's heartbreaking too for our seniors especially, because we had to lose our very last seasons. A season is so much to us athletes, and it's sad, and it brings sadness to my heart too.
Now, it's not just college sports that's affected by the coronavirus. Professional sports organizations all over the world have taken steps to prevent the spread of the virus. Julio Marquez has more on the action taken by professional teams here in the United States.
Yeah, Brianna, the NBA was the first domino to fall as the season is currently suspended for 30 days, but the CDC has recommended to postpone any games with 50 people or more or to cancel the remainder of the season. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, the league is scouting for possible arena dates throughout August, and it all started when All-Star Jazz center Rudy Gobert tested positive for the coronavirus, which was discovered moments before tip-off between the Jazz and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Since then, two other players have been tested positive for the virus, including Gobert's teammate Donovan Mitchell and Pistons forward Christian Wood. The CDC advisory will also affect other leagues, as Major League Baseball has released a statement saying opening days delayed at least by 2 months. The NHL followed suit by suspending their season indefinitely. The MLS is suspending their season for 30 days, and the PGA Tour canceling the Players' Championship and postponing the Masters. We'll continue to monitor the situation as it develops. Until then, that's going to be it for me. Reporting from the Titan Sports Studio, I'm Julio Marquez For a look at how the coronavirus has affected international sports, here's Jacqueline Davis.
Thanks, Julio. The coronavirus has a huge impact when it comes to the biggest sport in the world, soccer. 11 different soccer players have confirmed cases between 5 different clubs in 3 different European countries. It's hit hardest in the Italian club UC Sampdoria with 5 players testing positive for the virus. All sports in Italy are currently suspended. UFC Brasilia still took place despite cancellations from all other sports that governing bodies. The event was held without an audience, and as of now, there are no new confirmed cases that have been reported from any fighters, media, or authorized personnel that attended the event. As for the 2020 Olympics, the Japanese Prime Minister Abe Shinzo moved to dampen any speculation that the Tokyo Games will be postponed or canceled. The games are currently scheduled for July 24th through August 9th. For all that is the international sports. Reporting from Titan Sports Newsroom, I'm Jacqueline Davis. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Of course, the effects of the coronavirus affect both players and fans alike. For an in-depth look at the bigger picture, we go to Titan sports reporter Curtis Redmond.
Thanks, Brianna. The coronavirus affects both those on and off the court. I'm here with Kyle Fulbright to discuss and break down what's been going on with fans and athletes. So Kyle, obviously a lot of the pro sports have been canceled and postponed until further notice. What effect does that have on fans?
Obviously, it affects fans in a big way. Like, there's no sports on, so fans were preparing to watch March Madness. NBA season was in the thick of it. But honestly, it was the right thing. It was what they needed to do. Every game has large gatherings of people, 20, 30,000 people. And with this going on right now, it's not the right time to have these events going on. They just can't have these large gatherings of people. So it's obviously sucks for the fans, and it's not what everyone wanted right now, but everyone understands that this is the right move and something that needed to be done in these circumstances.
Yeah, so obviously you mentioned March Madness. I think a lot of college baseball has been canceled too. How does that affect the players?
It affects them in a big way, especially the high school and college athletes that were in their last year. So the seniors in high school, the seniors in college, this is their last time to play, and it was ended abruptly. So they didn't know it was going to be their last game. Usually there's a senior night, there's playoffs, there's championships, but for them, it just ended, and it was unexpected for them. So now, obviously, they are going to be giving, the NCAA is going to announce a rule where for spring athletes, they can get another year of eligibility. But even when they do that, some seniors that aren't on scholarship, they can't afford to come back and pay $50,000, $60,000 a year. So it affects them in a big way. Some guys have played their last game, and they were in the middle of basketball playoff races in the start of baseball season, and it was just an abrupt turn of events and something that shocked everybody, and there's nothing that any of them could have done about it.
Yeah, so obviously they didn't know they were playing in their last game, you know. So what do you think the NCAA, the NBA, the MLB, when do you think everything will be back? When do you think every sport will be back in session?
Getting everything back to completely normal is going to be a while. So there's reports out right now saying June is the earliest start time for like baseball, NBA, and even returning in June, there might not be fans there. So they're talking about playing in practice facilities, playing in smaller gyms that gives the fans a unique experience on TV to watch. But even if they come back in June, who knows when fans can return to watching the games. So if they do, and they don't even know if the MLB season is going to start at all, if the NBA season is going to return. People don't know it's a time. They gave them 30 days, and they said that's very optimistic right now. So who knows? It could be back in June, could not come back at all. It just time will tell, and if it gets better or if it gets worse, then it extends or speeds up the process.
Yeah, so it's obviously a pretty crazy time for just everybody.
Yeah, most important things, the health of the fans and the players.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's all we have for you guys today. With Kyle Fulbright, I'm Curtis Redmond. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Curtis. The CDC recommends taking the following steps to keep you and your community safe. Be sure to wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Always, and I mean always, cover your mouth with your elbow when you cough or sneeze. And be sure to stay home if you are sick. Despite the rest of the postseason being canceled, the women's basketball team was still able to get some tournament games in.
Yes, the Titans were in the middle of a historic year and entered the conference tournament as the 6th seed. They took down 7-seeded CSUN in the first round, and the reward was the 2 seed in Hawaii in the quarterfinals. So let's get to Long Beach, where the Titans were playing their second game at the Walter Pyramid. Third quarter we go. Hawaii working with a double-digit lead. Jaleesa Tago driving inside the foul, the and one. Hawaii leads 39-22. Later on in the third, Taylor Turney going to work, gets her own layup to fall, and that'll trim Hawaii's lead to 10. Fourth quarter with less than 3 minutes left, Tago from mid-range hits the pull-up J. Hawaii goes on to win 72-59. The Titans had 3 players score in double figures, with Taylor Turney leading the way with 16. Now, because of the cancellations, this ended up being the last Big West Conference basketball game played this season. Despite the women bowing out in the quarters, the Titans had a historic year with plenty to look forward to next season. Corey Johnson has more.
For the Cal State Fullerton women's basketball team, the 2019-20 season will be remembered as the season where the Titans proved the doubters wrong. Predicted to finish 9th place in the preseason coaches poll and 7th by the media, not only did they finish above those numbers, the Titans did something that they haven't done in nearly 30 years. Win.
We accomplished a lot this season. Obviously, the first winning season in a long time. Quarterfinals, first tournament win for us in a while. And it's all first for these kids as well.
Head coach Jeff Harada and the Titans achieved an historic 17-14 mark in only his 3rd year with the team. Since he's taken over at Fullerton, the Titans have increased their overall wins every year, notching 8 wins 2 years ago and 14 wins last season. No one expected this team would win 17 games this year, but led by Big West Conference Player of the Year Raina Perez and All-Conference team member Taylor Turney, this program is in the best place it's been since 1991. As the Titans season comes to an abrupt halt, they'll look to return their whole starting 5 as they look to have yet another magical season next year. Reporting here at Walter Pyramid, I'm Corey Johnson with Titan Sports.
Corey, thank you. Well, folks, that's all we have time for today. Thank you for tuning in to today's episodes.
But the coverage doesn't stop here. You can watch our past episodes and game highlight packages on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at CSUF Titan Sports. And like us on Facebook to stay connected with us. On behalf of all of us here at Titan Sports, I'm Brianna Beverly.
And I'm Derek Opina. Remember to keep those tusks up, Titans, and we will see you next time.